Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Jerrad Havins here. Hey, I wanted to take some time here. I connected with a couple people this week. I connected with Jason Walgrave at Remax and Walgrave Real Estate, Minnesota real estate team. Great guy. We're working on a ton of stuff here that's going to really empower a lot of people here in Minnesota and Wisconsin that are motivated to purchase a property, to buy a home. And so being able to combine our powers when it comes to his team and his expertise around real estate and our expertise around financial wellness, how to maximize FICO credit scores, how to repair credit, how to build credit, all the different things that really, regardless of where you're at, will only benefit you. So in addition to that, Mike Overson, who I work closely with at Luminate, we also connected this week. And in the conversation, he brought up an amazing, in fact, I'm going to pull it up here shortly on my screen. He brought up a graph that he put together when it comes to the cost of waiting. And I really think it's important because, like, what I do for my type of work, I'm constantly evaluating numbers. I'm looking at credit scores. I'm working with people when it comes to their financial wellness, not only when it comes to their credit, but better understanding their financial situation, what their goals are, spending plans, things like that. And so I really felt that this graph that he put together is extremely powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen here. Just give me one moment. Perfect. All right. It's pulling up right now. So, okay. So once again, Mike Overson here at Luminate Bank. Great guy. He's been in the industry forever. I mean, he's just really, really good at what he does around mortgage lending. And he put this together, and I just want to showcase it because I really think these numbers are going to they're going to allow you to make a better informed decision when it comes to you and your family looking to purchase a home now, in the near future, or waiting for interest rates to come down. So check this out. A lot of people right now, they're on the fence. They're thinking, especially here in the local market around Minnesota and Wisconsin, we still are battling low inventory. I think that alone, really can kind of decrease overall buyer confidence, people entering the market. But there are a lot of opportunities. There's more properties coming on the market. It is increasing slightly. So just keep that in mind. There's always a solution. But let's talk about the numbers right now. So right, the way that he put this together is based on a year timeline. So let's say today you're like, I really want to buy a home, but I'm going to wait a year to see what happens with the interest rates. Well, check this out. And this is going to be more specific. This is nationwide. This can be compared nationwide, but the numbers being used here are more specific to the Minnesota market, at least when it comes to purchase price and average purchase price. Okay. So if we look at historically, the type of realistic appreciation gain that you can anticipate over the next year. If you were to purchase a property here today, within the next 12 months, you could anticipate appreciation gain of 4.54%. Okay. Now, this is based on a property at 459,900. Okay. So if you look at that over the course of 12 months, that's an equity position increase of 20,867. So you got to really think about this, break this down, right? So we got to take into consideration appreciation gain. And then from there, if you were to wait a year for interest rates to drop down, I'm going to scroll down in just a little bit to show you the different interest rates. But if we were to hypothetically say they drop, let's say, a full point, well, you're looking at saving roughly $142 a month by waiting. Okay. So if we look here, if I just kind of scroll down and give you an idea. So we have today property value of 459,900. 6 months goes up 2.27% at 473.33. We wait the full year. We're now at 480,767. Okay, we're looking at a 30-year fixed mortgage. The down payment difference between these three properties. So if we were to do it today, we're like at 22,995. If we wait a year based on that appreciation gain, we're at 24,038. Right now, average interest rate, if you qualify based on credit scores and other qualifying factors, you're looking at roughly right around 6.5%. Let's just say in the next year, interest rates drop down a point, we're looking at 5.5%. Now, if you break this down, and if we really look at all the different costs associated to this loan, when it comes to down payment, when it comes to closing costs, annual expenses, the APR, I mean, all the different things, okay? If I scroll back up here, look at the difference here. So think about it. If you wait a year, if you're in a position right now where you can buy, but you're on the fence because you're waiting for interest rates to drop, that is a poor financial decision. And this is why. think about it, 20,000 roughly in equity gain that you can anticipate here in the next 12 months in the local market. If you wait for that interest rate to drop, let's say a full point, yes, you're experiencing some savings on the monthly payment, but look at the difference. You're roughly only saving $142 a month compared to a $20,867 gain. So that is what you're losing out. So if you look at the cost of refinance, once again, keep that in mind. When you've been in the property as a primary residence, you can do an interest rate reduction refinance. And then from there, yes, there are costs associated to the refinance. Roughly $4,000 would be an average of that. So if you were to purchase today, even with these other costs associated to a refinance in 12 months, you're still in a position at the end of 12 months to be in a net gain of 15,163. That's massive. I really think when I was talking with Mike and Jason about this, it really hit me because I know how it works. A lot of people make decision off emotion. They see what's going on in the market, they see what's going on in the news, and they make decisions going, I think the interest rates are going to fall, especially knowing that a lot of us got conditioned to what happened during COVID. Interest rates just plummeted to historic lows. I mean, beyond historic lows. And at that time, people had just more buying power. They, at that point too, yes, pricing was going up, appraised values and the market value of properties. That's when it really started going up a lot more. But even then, people had an opportunity to get in there. But you have to remember another thing here that we didn't even take into consideration on this graph right now. So if you think about our local market in Minnesota, we are still faced with a low inventory situation. So let's just say in the next 12 months, interest rates do drop a full point, around 5.5%. Well, that's a really good interest rate. It really is. That's now entering the realm of where things should be, where they are a healthy interest rate range of what people are used to historically. And that will naturally push people who have been on the fence of listing their home because of not wanting to buy based on interest rate. So we can anticipate probably more listings at that time. But in addition to that, we're naturally going to have more competition. More buyers are going to flood the market because they're saying, oh, interest rates drop. Now's the time. Let's get started. But remember, when we have low inventory and increased demand, now you're put in a position where you have to fight further for what you're placing as an offer on that property. You might then be put in a position where you have to do something over asking and you have to then put even more money. So if you look at the cost of waiting involved in all these different scenarios, I would encourage you, if you're looking to purchase, if you're motivated to purchase, I would seriously connect with a local trusted real estate partner, a local trusted mortgage professional. And if you don't have one, I'd highly recommend reaching out to Mike Overson here at Luminate Bank. I'd definitely reach out to Jason Walgrave, Remax Advantage Plus, and his Walgrave Real Estate, Minnesota real estate team. Reach out, Jason Walgrave. They have a fantastic team, fantastic setup. They'll do a really good job of breaking this down for you specific to your situation. And once again, if you're someone that's, you'd really like to buy, but you have some credit challenges, well, that's when you're going to want to reach out to me. You could still reach out to Mike and Jason. They're always going to refer their clients over to me here at Credit Life and my company to help you with that. And even if, think about it like this, maybe you're sitting in a situation where you might be more fair credit right now, maybe 630, 640-ish, and you're thinking, oh, I have fair credit, but, I could probably get qualified today, but once again, it's not going to be the best interest rate. Well, this is a perfect time to connect where we can really look into ways of maximizing FICO credit scores to get you to a 680 plus FICO score, to a 700 plus FICO score, to a 720 plus FICO score, dependent on the situation of what the details are in the credit report and how much time we have. So there's so many different opportunities. All this does is it puts you in a position to have more confidence, stronger financial wellness, and more buying power. And so this is how we can all work together to really empower you, to just put you in the best position for your future. So I really thought that this graph was fantastic. I think it helps bring out the numbers for people to realize if you can purchase today in the local market, look at this difference based. That's the benefit of buying now. That's a big number, significantly better than by waiting and then spending and basically saving, $142 a month, which you can refinance later anyways. That's what it's all about. So I wanted to share that with everyone. In addition to that, I wanted to make an announcement. And so really excited. I've been working with Jason Walgrave for years and his team. And one thing that we realized is that there's a lot of people who, especially here, we work nationwide, but we do a ton of business here locally in Minnesota, Wisconsin. there are a lot of people that have credit challenges, especially I would say during COVID, people experience job loss, business owners experience hardship. There's a lot going on. There's increased overall debt load. A lot of people are feeling it right now. Okay, they're still recovering from that time. Yes, there were some people that did very well during COVID, but there's actually a lot of people that did not. People in restaurant industries, I mean, you name it. There's a lot of people that were negatively impacted during the shutdown and still recovering here today. And with that being said, there are so many solutions. And so if you're someone and you're motivated to get back on track, you want to really take a real look at your situation when it comes to your credit report, the details on the credit report. Is there anything negatively impacting me? Are these items that can even be repaired, which then would help us and allow us the opportunity to increase credit scores faster? Are there any unique strategies that we can do to build your credit profile in a way to maximize FICO credit scores? We'll look at that. We'll take a look at if you had any situations where you had maybe some accounts go to collection and you need help with like debt settlement strategies to save the most amount of money, knowing when to reach out, why to reach out, what to say, how to do it. I mean, all the different things. It really takes a holistic approach to do this right. Repair, build, manage. That's what it's all about. And then knowing what your goals are. What are you looking to accomplish? I want to buy a home. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start working on these pieces to not only get your credit in the best position to qualify for the best financing possible based on your timeline, but let's also work on increasing your overall financial stability, your financial direction, and put you in a position to succeed in life, to really achieve your goals. I mean, it feels good to buy a home. It feels good, especially if you haven't bought one yet. If you haven't purchased a home yet and you want to, well, let's figure this out and make it happen because it's going to feel real good. And so, yeah, happy Friday. Really, really excited. There's just so much that's going on right now that's positive. And I just want to continue to put the message out there so people are aware of Credit Life, what we do for our clients, what we do with our partners, how we empower people to better their overall financial wellness, inspiring financial wellness, increase credit scores, increase strength of the credit profile, so you can ultimately achieve your goals. And so that's what it's all about. Thank you so much for taking time to watch my live here today. I hope that this information benefited you. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. You can send me a direct message. I would really love it if anyone has any questions. Feel free to comment. I will reply to your questions. And otherwise, you can always reach out to me directly at 612-444-3426, 612-444-3426.